We are vastly superior to humans. You know it to be true, so do not resist us. Coming to you live by a tape-delayed basis by means of digital distribution. This is Extreme Hardcore Nerds. Here are your hosts.
Look over there. Riding into town to save the day once again. It's time to round up your pulls and ride to the comic store. Here is your Extreme Hardcore Nerds Weekly Comics Report.
Welcome back, and it is now time for us to talk comics. We talk nothing but comics. We talk everything comics, and it's also that time of the day where we turn to our resident comic nerd himself, Gunnar Sipper, as we discuss all the news from the pages and panels from earlier in the week. And actually, I will be kicking it off this week. And starting us off, I have a review to begin this week.
Oh, crap.
Yes, it is
Saga number 2.
Downloaded, just have not read yet. No, I actually had the opportunity, since I was pretty much, I'm sure, the only one that was going to do it. Smallville Season 11 has come to us digitally through Comixology, thanks to DC. And this is probably the true definition of a starter story comic. 22 pages, lots of big splash panels, not a whole lot happens.
So it took a cue from DC, from the 52.
But it was only
I get it.
But it was only 99 cents, so I can't argue.
Yeah, but that's $1 that you'll never ever get
back.
I'm sure I'll be spending more dollars on it. So.
Almost positive.
So it's bad?
No, it wasn't bad. It's just that
Nothing
happened. Spoiler alert, because here we go. I'm literally going to say the whole thing right here because there's literally not that much. You open the book. Green Arrow has just returned from a night of patrol. Chloe comes out, gives him a hug, says, "Are you going to bed?" They kind of flirt a little bit, and then she just goes, "You're waiting to see him, aren't you?" Cut to Lois, who's in bed, kind of with her arm draped out into this big empty spot. She's muttering something in her sleep. Cut to LexCorp. You see the introduction of Otis finally. So I was kind of for that. And Lex is just looking out the window, and Otis goes, "Why do we do this every day, Mr. Luthor?" To claim, and Lex goes to reclaim some sense of normalcy. And then right away, like clockwork, like 8 a.m., you see Superman go streaking off into the sunrise. And from this big blur, somehow Lex is able to go, I see he's changed his outfit. I don't know how, but okay. Cut. Space station. Yes. Something happens. A compressor blows up. Spacemen drifting off into space. People screaming for help. Dun dun dun! You see the arrival of Superman. Yes, it is actually him. He is wearing the suit finally. From the last 10 minutes of the 10 frickin' seasons, not going down that road. Anyway, he saves the space station, tells them to walkie home or communicate home, be like, you guys need repairs, this or that, send somebody up. And then one of the cosmonauts goes, "Can I have an autograph for my son? You're like his biggest hero." And Superman turns to him and goes, "No, you're his biggest hero because of everything that you've done and this and that." And then he goes, "I know, right?"
Family moment.
And then you see him just kind of go off into the airlock, and then he flies back down to Earth. End comic.
He's a big softy.
He's just a big Boy Scout.
Who wants some hard candy?
Like I said, if that's not the true definition of a starter comic, I don't know what is. But it was decent. There was hardly any dialogue. Like I said, there was a lot of big splash pages. So you can totally tell this was written for digital.
How's the art?
The art was amazing. It was, I mean,
comic or more like
little more
more
comic-y,
realistic.
but you can still tell that they're their real life counterparts.
Okay, so
I mean, there's still enough detail in there where you can see it's Tom Welling.
They draw them like their counterpart characters.
Yep.
Okay.
So you don't lose anything there.
All right.
So there you have it. The review of Smallville #1.
And now you don't need to get it.
For 99 cents, if you're a fan of the series, yes, you get it. You will continue on. You will like it. For those of you who would be new to Smallville, give the first couple issues a shot. It's a whole $2 out of your wallet. I know that's a lot in these economic times, but it might actually. And two, you also have to keep in mind too, this is based off of the Smallville world, so you're getting a totally different Superman than what you're getting in the current New 52 Superman.
Yeah.
So you get a little bit more of the nostalgia or a little more nostalgic classic Superman out of this one than what we're getting in the New 52. So if that's your thing, you will definitely like this as well.
All right.
So there you have it. I'm still sure I'm going to be the only one reading it in this group, but
and the rest of the universe.
Let's see. Rockstar and Marvel are coming together to create a comic series based on Max Payne 3.
Yep.
So can we just finally start our?
I'm amazed that there hasn't just been a transition for every game company to ally with one of the
base
other
their property into comic. I mean, it's just the natural transition.
Every one of them has even a comic person within said company. I'm sure of it. So I'm amazed they don't just ally with somebody.
So I mean, it's. Again, out of the no shit category, but
big game coming up.
At least if it's Marvel, it should be pretty good. So, and now
it makes me wonder because they don't allow smoking in the Marvel universe, really. And Max is a heavy drinker and a smoker right now.
So you just won't get the bar scene.
No bar scene ever.
It'll just be action, punchy, fighty, bang, bang.
Yeah, I was about to say I don't see much punchy. A lot of guns.
And
then Deadpool shows up.
Oh, God. Yes, he's not dead. He's just coming to Max Payne. Let's see. Also this week, coming to Kickstarter. And this is definitely one I do recommend everybody, if you love comic books and you want to help I can say this with certain confidence, the failing educational system in this country.
All right, yeah, that's fine. We're sorry, Gunner.
Thanks.
Get behind this Kickstarter. It's called the Graphic Textbooks. It's done by a group called Reading with Pictures, and they are bringing basically graphic novel style textbooks into the classrooms to help educate. They had a couple copies of their textbooks at C2E2. I had a chance to actually stop and take a look at them. They are actually done very, very well.
So in the format of how they're done, are they just the normal textbooks added in with comic illustrations, or?
Some pages were kind of like that. Some pages were more of, you kind of had the panel style, like say for example, like Abraham Lincoln. Like one panel would be like him working on his Illinois farmhouse, and giving a little brief story of his beginnings, kind of his rise to the presidency. It kind of followed the story a little bit. And going off of that too, people are still getting the education. Some parts were a little more
vague.
A little more vague. Like they didn't go too much into. But this is still designed for elementary school children. So it's not like you're going to be taking your AP calculus class.
The next step is to get us into pre-calc.
Yeah, you're not going to be taking AP Calc and reading as you're reading a comic book of Albert Einstein in front of a chalkboard.
If Superman travels at the speed of light at exactly 2.35,
but
Green Lantern stops him.
Green Lantern stops him dead.
At what point in the universe would he be? No, I can only hope.
How big of a shockwave would that say? But no, definitely. I had a chance to look at it. The art is amazing. The actual context and stuff. They had one that was like American history, and I'm trying to remember what the other one was. But
I can only hope. You said American history, so that's kind of social studies.
Kind of, yep.
Any math books?
No math books. It was English. Just
English.
regular. Yep. And like kind of breaking down of words. You had I can't remember what the character's name was, but kind of taking you through reading world and
Mr. Mixoplex.
But no, I mean these are very well done books. This is something that I actually stand behind wholeheartedly. I would like to see this program actually take place and
as an advocate for not having dumb children.
Yes. So. I know I usually try not to promote a whole bunch of stuff on the show, but this is definitely one.
Not to?
One to promote.
Yeah, this is definitely one that I will step up and say we should help out. So, let's see. Also, this week we found out that Diamond has announced record highs orders for Free Comic Book Day.
Yes. I am so ecstatic about that.
I know. I'm going to grab every damn
I have
free
a question.
issue I can.
Am I supposed to sign up for a Free Comic Book Day?
No, you just show up and
the only problem is we got to show up early.
Yeah, you show up and you just start grabbing swag like there's no tomorrow.
Okay, so just follow your guys' lead.
Yes.
Got it.
It will be packed.
Oh, yeah.
Which makes me fearful about you guys and not going to see the Avenger movie.
I'm seeing it Friday night.
Are you?
Yeah.
When did that
Yeah,
change?
I'm probably going. I don't know when I'm going to go see that.
Okay, so now we have to talk. You said Saturday, I thought.
No, Saturday was the night I was supposed to be in St. Paul just getting fucked up.
Okay, never mind. What the fuck is going on? I swear you said you were to work Friday. That's why you couldn't go.
I worked till 4:30.
Okay.
Well, I'm going Friday night. I don't care how many little kids I got to throw out of the theater.
Well, we're not worrying or discussing that, even after we just told them we would help them. Way to re-decree this. Okay.
I said I was helping them. I never said I would put them in. I wasn't going to put them in physical danger.
Yeah, I understand this, but okay.
Anyway, moving on. We also this week got a teaser for Beware the Batman. 23 seconds of the Batmobile. With a quick close up of Batman's eyes going, beware.
It was just 20 seconds of that.
No, because he didn't come out of the Batcave and the little dead end sign didn't flop down.
Yeah, that's true. Not just secretly, he's in his chair doing that in his head. He's not moving at all. He's just saying that.
Let's see. Also, this week, in auction news, the check that sold Superman to DC for originally $130 went for $160,000 at auction.
It just shows you what we find historically.
And coming soon, the impending lawsuit from Jerry Siegel's estate.
How much will it sell for? Yeah. Why?
They've sued everybody else over the property. I mean, it's just one of those. I mean, not going down that road. Let's see. Also, we found out this week that I'm actually really excited for this one. In the upcoming Hulk and the Agents of Smash cartoon that's coming to Disney XD, we found out that She-Hulk will be played by Miss Eliza Dushku.
Yep.
I am super excited for this one.
I bet you would be.
I've always been a huge Eliza fan. Dollhouse, Buffy, some of her other crappier movies I don't want to bring up right now.
Jay and Silent Bob Strike Back.
No, she was awesome in that.
I know. I was like, I'm waiting for him to say it, but he's not saying it.
So
I'm gonna plug Kevin Smith. We gotta plug Kevin Smith.
just because he's working with your buddy now doesn't mean we gotta plug Kevin Smith.
Kevin Smith. I don't know what you're talking about.
Hi, Josh.
I didn't say that at all, Kevin Smith. Look, there's a moth. I think he wants to talk about Kevin Smith.
Let's see. Also, we found out as long as we're talking Eliza Dushku and bringing back Buffy, Dark Horse announced this week that they are doing a Willow and Spike series based off of the Buffy the Vampire Slayer characters. So, like, Dark Horse have, like, every TV property imaginable now
Probably.
Under their...
They keep a close watch on that just in case.
Or should I say just every property made by Joss Whedon?
They know gold when they see it.
Is Josh Whedon Will Wheaton's son?
That would only be great, but that's so wrong! Oh, that's brilliant. But no. Just because of the fact they have different last names.
I'm moving on. From
Gunnar, would you like to take that?
Nope. I'm sending this one
It writes
out.
itself.
Oh.
Someone had to say it. I know someone had to say it.
What? They have the same last name, don't they?
No,
Or is
they
Will
don't.
Wheaton actually not a real
Wheaton
person?
and Whedon.
Yeah, you have
Oh.
Will Wheaton, like wheat, like the actual thing you grow on the farm, and you have Joss Whedon.
Oh.
And everyone, if you could join me.
Yeah.
The collective world is now just face palming.
Well,
This would have been a good time
we're
to
on
play that
Skype,
shot
and
you cut it
sometimes
from
I don't
the
hear
internet.
things clearly on Skype.
What's up?
We're on Skype, and sometimes I don't hear things clearly on Skype. So
Oh.
I think that's my excuse for today.
Okay. Yeah.
I
feel like a dumb idiot.
So news out of Charlotte, North Carolina, WBTV3 is reporting that there's shenanigery about. So evidently, there was a man from Ontario, Canada, that had someone in the Charlotte area who wanted to buy X-Men #1 and agreed to pay $3,000 for it. But as soon as he got the comic, stopped payment on his PayPal account. Dun dun dun.
Someone's
Oh, that
stupid.
guy's going to get bitch slapped.
Someone is very stupid.
Well, again, this is Charlotte, North
Yeah,
Carolina.
okay.
It's in the Kakalakis.
Was this comic sent from North Carolina,
Yes.
though?
No,
Okay.
no, it was sent from Ontario.
Oh, okay.
So, you are super enthralled with that moth now, aren't you?
Talk about I wouldn't even look at him. He flew over here.
Yes, as your eyeballs just track his every movement. Oh, let's see. Also, we found out that Transformers Regeneration 1 is coming in July, based off the Transformers Gen 1 cartoon series from IDW.
Okay.
So, revitalize. The 80s are coming back.
Well, they're not done yet, so.
Just need to find my Zubas.
Oh boy.
And of course that goes with last week. I mean, with you guys announced James Robinson is going to be writing Masters of the Universe.
There you go.
I hope this isn't. I hope this turns into a
Another-
ongoing monthly. I'm already so behind this. It's not even funny. Let's see. Also, we found out this week that Zenescope has announced that they are doing a web series based off of their comic books and graphic novels. It's going to be called Comic Company, which will give fans a behind-the-scene look into the ongoings at the office out of their office based out of Philadelphia. So, kind of the behind or the making of, and where do we come up with the ideas for this, and so on and so forth.
Yep. Basically the backstage pass of a comic site.
Yep. So, I do know there's only a couple days left if you haven't yet to sign up for the Kickstarter campaign for the Grimm's Fairy
Which I
Tales.
think is actually not doing the hottest.
No, I don't even think they've cracked 100,000 yet. And
Nope.
the goal is 175.
It's kind of a bit of much.
So I don't think that one's going to go through.
Yeah.
So let's see. Speaking of that, Zenescope also announced this week that
Bring
they
the house down. Just try and build it back up real quick.
that they had a renowned artist, and I'm going to butcher this name, Bill.
Nah, the science guy.
Sinesnik
Boo. Nah.
and
Science guy.
Alex Pardine were on board to help with the animations
Yeah.
but
What? Alex who?
Alex Pardine or Pardine,
How do you spell that?
Pardee.
What is this? Because I want it now.
Now he finally sees it. Nah.
It's the Zenescope Grimm's Fairy Tales animated series that they were doing on Kickstarter.
How did I not know about this?
I don't know. You don't go to our Facebook page where I posted it.
I am 7 levels of fail right now.
I was gonna say I know I put $70 to the cause.
I haven't done it yet. I was going to, but after I went there and I saw the numbers, I was like, wow, this is not doing hot.
Yeah. So
I was like, I'm literally going to be giving money to nothing.
Hopefully it'll turn around, but as of right now, I would say this project isn't going to happen.
No.
So, at least in its current state.
Yeah, they've only barely broken the halfway point.
Yep. So with that, I turn it over to you, good sir.
Gunner's crying because of the sadness fail.
I was going to say, now he's too depressed to finish the show.
He's just sitting there.
He's dressed. He's desperately trying to find a bottle of Jack Daniels. I need to drown my sorrows.
I'm just so sad that I didn't realize what was going on.
This is what happens when you don't track the news on our site for a while.
It's all right, buddy.
Sure, Alex Pardine is watching this right now and going, that bastard, he doesn't believe in me. Okay, Gunner. You can continue now.
This is your part of the show, buddy. Or do you need me to finish it?
And that's where the comics end.
No. I'm just so sad.
I've never heard this much distress from him from anything else we've talked about.
I know.
Like I don't
Are
even
you
care for
crying
Grimm
now,
Fairy
Gunnar?
Tales, but I really liked Alex Pardee, and I really need to utilize social media better so I can be updated on these turn of events.
Gunner, are you crying?
No, I'm just really sad.
You're crying. Okay.
I'm not crying, I'm just really sad. Anyways,
Well-
comic news.
This is metrosexual moments all
To
the
go
way.
on to other things that make us really sad. Before Watchmen, there was a little news. DC is planning to have extensive viral marketing, including lots of preview art and even TV ads.
But yet, at the comic convention
There wasn't a-
where they announced it, there was a picture of Rorschach, there was a picture of the comedian, and there was a picture of Mr. Manhattan with a little thing that said Beyond Watchmen.
That was it.
That was it.
Yeah, so
You are clearly not the type
for you TV watchers, expect to see stuff soon. Goal. Also, to go in a completely opposite and unrelated direction, Boom announced another Adventure Time comic, Marceline and the Scream Queens.
Yeah, I saw that when I was shifting through Comics Alliance.
Yes, a comic following Marceline the Vampire and Princess Bubblegum.
Yep.
So
Okay.
Unfortunately, I don't watch the show.
Neither do I.
you don't what? Have you seen any of it?
I think I've seen a few moments of it. I think it will be my first ever cartoon show I watch, and I just go, I just don't get this.
I've seen the commercials for it.
If you haven't watched it, I would definitely look up like the original pilot they had on YouTube.
I mean, from the way people describe it, I should like it in the same way that I like Invader Zim,
Okay.
where it's not that dark overtone that he has in it, but the way they make everything happy, but the way it's worded, it's just really scary and wrong.
Okay.
I should like the show, but when I see it, I'm like, I don't feel that.
The only episode I saw was the one where the dog like becomes super, or they're going through a maze and the dog becomes super stretchy.
He always does that.
Okay. As they were like trying to find a genie because they wanted to make like some unicorn elephant flying thing or.
It sounds like a plot line.
Yeah, it sounds like there's a plot in there somewhere.
It seems like a plot line. It looks like a plot line. It's probably a plot line.
It sounds like something they would do.
Anyways, jumping over to our Japanese friends, there's a little bit of manga news for anyone.
Manga.
Oh God! Don't do this.
Manga. It's manga. It's not manga.
As I said, manga.
Manga.
If you've ever heard of this story, okay, I'm gonna butcher this, so I might need Stefan's help. It says Bakuman.
Bakuman?
No, not the one, not the little kids one with the little transforming balls. The one about two friends that make comic books. Anything? Nope. Anyways,
no.
it will be concluding in last week's Show and Jump. So, if you are friends of the series, it's all wrapped up now, and there will be a collected issue of it in a future date. No announcement on that date yet.
Okay.
Cool.
So, yeah.
Cool.
So, getting a little bit of manga news in there.
Manga. So,
Curious.
I hate you.
You go to the manga tree and pick a little.
Shut up.
Oh, you bastard.
Well, when one door closes, unfortunately, other doors open. Wizard teams with The Situation
Oh my
for a
God.
superhero comic and convention appearances.
You had to go there.
Andrew wants to do this so bad.
I want.
He wants this. He wants this to happen.
I want this to happen
Yes.
as much as I want a proctology exam from a doctor named Hook.
Well, you're
Bro.
in luck.
The only thing announced so far is that it will be superhero themed, starring Mike the Situation and his family. It's being published by Wizard. That's really all we have. Nothing else so far.
Worst idea ever.
That's the most serious.
And
comic book
I was gonna say, and his supervillain is gonna be a pregnant Snooki.
Oh God.
Snooki wanted a kush kush.
Okay, yeah. Move on quickly.
Just a few more stories here real quick. Some legal progress in the Warner Brothers versus Siegel and Schuster case. Warner Brothers won a ruling that allows them to hold on, let me read this so I get it exactly right. Be allowed to make use of documents stolen from the office of the lawyer representing the heirs of Superman creators in the suit against the lawyer.
So they're allowed
Andy?
to use legal documents that was stolen from the opposite team, and they're still allowed to use them.
Yeah.
That's what I got out of it.
That's exactly what I got.
That makes no sense
So-
whatsoever.
So no take backsies has been declared off.
This is Andy's territory. It said Superman on it. I figured
Yeah, it said Superman,
Well,
and there's
what-
legal jumble.
Well,
It's-
we covered this a couple weeks ago. Jerry Siegel's estate is going after Warner Brothers because they lost the suit to DC and they want the Superman movie licensing properties back, or they want their chunk of change from them and everything else. But it doesn't make sense that a judge is going to allow documents that were taken from the defense attorney, or I mean from the prosecuting attorney, to be allowed, and they're going to allow the defense to use that as part of their case. That stuff right there should be inadmissible, just because no matter how they obtained it, whether his suitcase somehow magically opened and the wind caught it and wound up in the defense attorney's hands, or somebody did their best Catwoman impersonation and broke into his office, that should be inadmissible.
Well, according to this judge, it is not.
So that's where I'm a little confused. I mean, don't get me wrong. I mean, I want Warner Brothers to win this.
But not in the most underhanded, dirty tactic.
Exactly.
Very un-Superman like them.
Shut up.
Wordplay up.
Yes. So, that's really all I got. If the judge is going to allow it, I mean, I really don't have. There's nothing I can say. Yeah.
Are they Superman or are they really Alex Luthor?
But okay.
All right. Yeah. Well, I mean, yeah. So, 2 more quick stories here. One that looks really interesting to me. Mark Waid has continued with his digital announcements and has just announced that he will have a digital publishing website called Thrillbent. And also coming on that Thrillbent will be a new comic called Insufferable, being worked on by Waid and Peter Krause. And the premise for this comic is what happens when you have a kid sidekick who grows up to be a douchebag, to be a completely ungrateful, self-aggrandizing Kanye West of a man who will not shut up about how much of a genius he is and how the world is a better place now that you guys are broken up, because now he can do it all the way he wanted to do it.
We call him Red Robin. Or we call him Red Hood.
I was actually going to say, that sounds like the first about 50 issues of Nightwing.
I'm still excited.
It sounds interesting, don't get me wrong, but
Jason Todd, anyone?
Yeah. It's like we've been down this road already.
Well, I mean, come on. What comic story hasn't already been told?
Yeah, I know.
The one that hasn't been told?
The one that shall remain unnamed.
There you go.
Skyrim!
Comic book?
The good one?
They should make a Skyrim. You know what? If Bethesda
Yeah, it's called
made
Game
a
of Thrones.
Yes, exactly.
Oh my
They
goodness.
have a graphic novel for it.
That would be awesome. Just for Andy.
Yeah, a Skyrim comic. It's called Game of Thrones.
Shh, quiet. Don't tell anybody.
I watch it.
Shh,
Finally.
quiet. And
Anyways.
withdraw.
Andrew, don't listen to yourself. What else do you
Watch for this May 1st.
Okay.
Keep things moving along. Our last story. In case you didn't hear, Chris Robertson had said, if you don't know him, he is the creator of iZombie, and at one point, Andy can help us out specifically, but was a writer on Superman.
Yes, I believe he was one of the contributors on. I know James Robinson also helped with it, but he was working on like the new Krypton storyline.
Oh yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
So
Well,
I remember where it is.
I think he took more of the actual like new Krypton story, whereas James Robinson was more of like the Nightwing and Mockingbird, the Mon-El storylines, you know, kind of more of the side ones. So
okay, well, anyways, a couple days ago now, he said that he would seek no further work at DC Comics because of his concerns about the company's treatments of their creators, though he intended to complete his planned work on the Fable spinoff Fairest. Apparently, DC wasn't very happy about one of its writers bashing them and their ethics, and sent him a message saying that his services were no longer required on Fairest.
But in all honesty, though, I mean, that would happen at any job. I mean, you sit there and you publicly bash them. It's not going to take too long before you're like, yeah, you're fired.
Well, I want to see what he actually said in the bash. Cause
that's the one. That's the one thing.
The only thing that he's written so far is that he doesn't want to work for them anymore because he doesn't believe in the way they do things with with their creators, and that's all. I mean, he hasn't actually stated any examples of like
foul play.
Like he comes from like he was in the office and he heard them speak illegitimately of a creator or
like a creator wasn't being rightfully compensated or
I'm looking up the exact quote here.
I know I've read it, but it's just even in there he makes one example of like what he saw as bad creator, and the one example he makes is the Siegel the Warner Brothers thing. That's the only one I hear him bring up.
Okay.
Other than that,
should I read the quote
read the full quote?
Yeah, go for it.
Okay. In quote, my decision not to pursue or accept any further work from DC was not a sudden one, but was something that I've struggled with for quite some time. And it wasn't due to my own personal experience with the company, and I still have nothing but good things to say about the editorial staff at Vertigo, but stemmed instead from the way other creators and their heirs have been and are being treated. While I was aware of some of the problems that other creators and their heirs have had with the company when I started doing work for them, many of those instances were things that had happened some time ago, and I was able to convince myself that things were different now. But in the course of the last few months, things like the countersuit against the Siegel estate and the announcement of the Watchmen prequels over Alan Moore's objection made it clear to me that the treatment of creators and their heirs was still very much a concern, and that I couldn't reconcile my own principles with the actions of the publisher.
Okay.
And went on eventually to say that with iZombie being finished, that he would not be seeking any further work with DC other than what he's priorly committed to.
I was going to say, I know he just wrapped up iZombie, and so, I mean, that one, I knew that one was off the table already.
Yeah, but... oh well, looks like you quit, then you're fired.
Yeah, I quit and then I was fired, isn't it?
You quit? No, you were fired.
No, you can't quit. You're fired.
But I just quit. No, I fired you before you quit.
I was so confused when I read that. I was like, okay, so he quit. The
And
next
then right
morning,
after,
he was fired.
fired.
Wait, what? What did I not read?
I mean, I kind of understand it. It's like, at least part of it. I mean, I understand, the countersuit against the Seagulls.
Yeah.
Over the whole Superman thing. It was like, you guys won, just let it go. This deal was made in 1939. Just let it be.
People were still twinkles.
Focus on your work at hand. The one where I don't necessarily agree with it is with the Before Watchmen, because it's not Alan Moore who owns the rights to that property and those characters. It's DC. So if they choose to go through and do more exploration of those characters or that universe, they should have every right to, whether or not the main guy who helped write the original story
or created it
has an objection against it or not.
No, I know, and it's that thing though. I mean, it's the
bad example I gave up in my head was, if you have a lovely child and she makes you a picture and it's the greatest picture in the world, and you put it on the fridge, and somebody else's kid comes in and says, that's not very well drawn, and takes it off, redraws it, and puts it back up there, what's the same difference here? You found it really great and special. It was created by something that you found great, but then someone else says, I don't like that, and thinks it's better, and you just let it, and then it just happens. Yeah, that was like my shitty example that came up in my head.
I was going to say, but the only thing that was flawed with that is, why would they redraw over the original? Because the original still needs to exist. So why wouldn't they just either make make their own copy of it and put it right next to it, and allow you to pick? Okay, do you like A or B?
Yeah, but it's kind of like that in the same way. It's just like, well, no, we feel that it should be done this way or better explanation.
So, I mean, it's like I said. I mean, I understand where he's
I understand
coming
where he
from,
wants to come from.
You know, and if it's his choice, so be it. You know, he has his right to have his opinion.
And I understand that in your opinion the same way. DC it's 100% licensed and owned by DC, and they have all the physical and legal rights to add, change, or erase if they feel the need to any of their content that they own.
So, to each their own, I guess.
That's why I like this group.
So that's all for me.
All right. Well, there you have it.